5 to 9, good morning. Now, could the government's plans to allow new selective free schools ease the pressure on Kent's grammar schools? An extra £320 million will be announced in tomorrow's budget to fund new free schools, and they could be selective. Dr. Stephen Curran was a teacher for 30 years and is an education author, and John Crosby is a tutor from the Right Tuition Company. Both join us now. Stephen, first of all, good morning to you.
Good morning.
I mean, obviously, in Kent we already have grammar schools, so this is not so dramatic for us. But do you think this is the right way forward, to allow free schools to become selective?
I do, because what's tending to happen is there are many people coming from other boroughs and flooding into boroughs that have grammar schools, and that's putting increasing pressure on
Yes, which is what we're finding in Kent, yeah.
That is happening in every area that has grammar schools. I mean, the grammar schools do have catchment policies, but of course they do open themselves.
Well, they don't all get. I mean, in fact, some of the grammar schools in Kent are what they call super selective. They'll take anyone from anywhere as long as you get top marks.
Yes, that's true. There are a few of those. Most of them do have catchment policies, but there are a few. I accept that, and that does cause pressure. I mean, basically, there is more demand for grammar schools across the country. I mean, there was a YouGov poll that 62% of people would want.
Is there much demand for secondary modern schools? Because that's what you create when you create grammar schools, isn't it?
Well, not necessarily. I think you would create secondary modern schools if you go back to the old three-tier system. But really, what we're looking for, I think, is a mix.
Okay. I want to bring in John Crosby. John, obviously, your company is tutoring Kent school children to get through the 11 plus, is it?
I look at it slightly differently. We're tutoring students to be better at English, maths and reasoning, and not all of them do the 11 plus. Some of them are doing independent school entry, and some of them just want to do better at their normal secondary school. So the focus is actually on filling in the gaps in English, maths and reasoning that they're not.
And what do you make of this?
Not getting at normal and their primary school.
And what do you make of this announcement that free schools could be selective and the money's there for them in the budget?
I think it's a fabulous opportunity. I think it's another example of Kent kind of leading the way. I think if you look at the preschools that we already have, if you look at the Tiger Primary School in Maidstone, they're offering things that the existing primary schools just don't offer. And this is about giving parents the opportunity to, for example, have a school open from 7:30 till 6:30 in the evening.
Yes.
Every child is encouraged to play a musical instrument. Every child learns Mandarin. There's all sorts of things that are innovative in the free school sector. It could be the petri dish for encouraging the rest of the schools to up their game.
Okay, John, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed. John Crosby, tutor from the Right Tuition Company. We also heard from Dr. Stephen Curran, who was a teacher for 30 years.
Jules is continuing this conversation now with Call. Jules, you're asking, do we need more grammar schools in Kent?
I am. That was interesting. It's got us all fired up. We want to know if you'd like a new grammar school in your town. Maybe you have them already, but there aren't enough grammar school places, or maybe you don't have one and you'd like one. Say you're in Paddock Wood, or say you're down at the coast. You know, you had Roger Goff this morning saying desperately need a new grammar school in his neck of the woods. Do you agree? Call us now on 03459 811111. So we're hearing that there will be extra money announced in tomorrow's budget by the Chancellor for schools in England, including millions of pounds more money for new schools called free schools, not set up by Kent County Council or Medway, set up by interested individual groups, and they could include selective schools. Would you want one where you live? 03459 811111. Are grammar schools good for our children? Here's a kind of open-ended question. You can answer it however you like. Do grammar schools work? 03459 811111. The government also says there'll be free transport for the poorest children going to grammar schools. How much do you pay to get your child to a grammar? 03459 811111 on 96.7 and 104.2 FM. On medium wave, digital, online and Freeview channel 719. It's BBC Radio Kent.